comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So, just out of curiosity today, I did a little bit of demographic research on the United States of America, because it seems like the US is a little bit like Australia, as in its population continues to increase, but it seems to be increasing because of immigration. So the US has 340 million people. Seems like a lot. The breakdown is white is 50%, Hispanic Latino is 20%, Black African American is 12.6%, Asian American is 6.5%, two or more races 2.5%, American Indian or Alaskan Native 0.7%, and Hawaiian Pacific Islander 0.2%. But that's just the legals. You don't look at how many illegal immigrants are here. I can't even tell who's illegal and who's not. And I look as well. I assume everyone in the back of a fucking restaurant is illegal. Maybe, I don't know. I assume every Mexican lady that's picking up a white kid at my kid's school is illegal. But I don't know. I can't tell who is, like, it's impossible to tell who's illegal and who's not. But there does seem to be more whiteys in Boston than there is in like places like Sydney and Melbourne. Even my wife was like, fuck, it's kind of nice not to see so many Indians. There's a lot of Indians here, but it's nothing like Australia. So I was looking at that, and you sort of like think about, all right, the immigration, the white people here, because there's a lot of racism on my algorithm. It's almost all racism. It's either Jewish racism or racism against Indians, or just flat out just everyone. And it's usually whiteys going, we're getting replaced, which I can understand that. I can understand that point of view. When you're sitting in Western Sydney or the Sydney CBD and you're having a look around and it's only Indians and Chinese, you're like, maybe I am getting replaced. And then I was like, all right, there's still a lot of whiteys and they seem to be calling for some sort of civil war. And I was like, if it's just whiteys fighting whiteys in the civil war, the percentage, which is 110 what it's going to be, by the way. It's going to be skinheads versus purple heads. Like, you look at the tension in Minneapolis, and it's literally white people screaming at white people. The black people and the Mexicans are like, fucking, I'm staying out of this one. So I'm like, all right, if there's a civil war, it's probably going to be white people versus white people. That will take the 57% of white people down a little bit further. Then there'll be more immigration. But then I was like, all right, what is the birth rate of white America? And so I delved into the birth rate of white America, and there's a big fucking problem there. Replacement is 2.3%. That's what you need to replace your population. The worst country in the world, I think it's Taiwan, is like 1.1% or something like that. White America is 1.5%, which is almost extinction numbers. It means even without immigration, just continuing as you go now with the current demographics, within like 40 to 50 years, without replacement therapy, replacement fucking, what's it even called? Theory. Whiteys are going to be few and far between. Plus, you throw in the little bit of fucking information that between 35 and 45% of all white people in America are aged 45 or over, then there's a big fucking demographic problem there. So the boomers are going to die off, and they left the world in such a fucking wreck that their children and the following generation didn't even want to have kids. They didn't feel like they could. They couldn't live in a fucking house. Their dreams were inflated away, and now everyone's dying. Now everyone's out. And I think it's the same for Australia as well. Now, if you're a whitey and you want to replenish the race, the master race, you need to be banging out like fucking 10 kids per person. Again, like it was the good old Irish days. No dinger, no franger, no protection, just raw dogging until we get the population up a little bit higher. Obviously, I'm not part of this, but there could be a few floating around. I don't know. Could be a couple of gin Boyles out there. But that's the protest. That's the more peaceful, more fun, exciting protest. Just start fucking again. Start banging out babies. Don't use the excuse I can't afford it. Fucking Somalia, they're having kids left, right, and center. They're just fucking rolling babies out. You think they're worried about feeding them or clothing them? No, you just got to populate. That's it. It's a demographic problem. Anyway, if I eventually get US citizenship, you can mark me down as another whitey. Anyway, fucking that'll do it for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.